Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another video here on the Young Boy Jude channel. And we just had one of the best days that we've had in a long time surrounding EA College Football 25, as we finally got our first deep dive trailer surrounding gameplay today. Now, if you guys didn't catch that, I would highly suggest that you guys go watch it, because it is one of the best things that's happened all summer, and it is getting me even more hyped for this game to come out. So in today's video, we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about some things that you may not have noticed, and some things that you probably did notice and probably liked a lot. We'll talk about the W's, the L's, everything surrounding this deep dive trailer. But before we get started in today's video, I want to tell you guys about a new series on the channel that I'm going to be starting called Subscriber Dynasty. So what Subscriber Dynasty is going to entail is I'm going to be making a team via Team Builder, and I'm going to be putting you, the viewers and subscribers, on this team. So if you want to join, all you have to do is comment below your name, your position, everything about your player that you want me to know, especially how you want him to look, because I want to give you guys some drip for sure. But if you want to join, make sure that you guys comment down below what you want to be. If you want to be a for sure lock player in season number 1, make sure that you become a channel member today. It's super easy, super cheap, and you're only one step away from being a lock for season 1. If you don't mind waiting, I will be doing a wheel spin to determine the final roster spots. If you don't make season 1, you're going to be in the recruiting class for seasons to come. So definitely make sure that you subscribe and comment down below what player you want to be. So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and take a deep dive into this game. Now, EA College Football has already said that the main focus surrounding this game is going to be surrounding Campus IQ, which is a concept that has built gameplay to be what it is today, as we saw in their deep dive. Now, with that being said, college gameplay was built on 3 fundamental pillars called the All 22 Plus, 134 Ways to Play, and Stories of Saturday. So, for instance, in the All 22 Plus, this pillar really highlights the importance of individual players and their unique abilities. It emphasizes the differentiation between past and current players, and just the difference in skill levels that they may have. So, for instance, if you're using a player like Travis Hunter on offense and he's going up against a guy like Denzel Burke from Ohio State, it's probably going to be a little bit more of a competitive match. But if you have a receiver maybe from Air Force or a smaller school like that going up against Denzel Burke, it's probably going to be tougher for them to get off the line and get catches against one of the best corners in the nation. Now, one of the other pillars that they talked about is 134 ways to play, and this has been one of their biggest messages to college football players that they've been preaching all year long. It's pretty much saying that every team that is in the game out of the 134 is somebody's favorite team out there. So they wanted to make sure that they do the best that they can to represent that player's favorite school. So they're doing everything, whether it's their schemes, like Air Force's triple option, or even to the air raid at USC. They want to make sure that when you go and play as your favorite team, you see the things that you see on Saturdays every single time that you watch a college football game. And finally, their last pillar is called the Stories of Saturday. And I talked about this in a previous video, and it's something that's already been put out there, but it pretty much just talks about the composure levels and just the maturity of certain players. So if you have a true freshman going into a really tough night road game, he might respond a little differently than one of your senior quarterbacks would, just because of the maturity and the composure level. Now, one of the next biggest things that EA College Football dropped today is their new stick work abilities that you have when running the ball. So one of their biggest points is, from the start, one of our primary objectives was to capture the authenticity and wide open gameplay of college football. They studied and tried to recreate the explosiveness of current and former college football legends. This results in a game that allows you to not only play north and south, but also east to west, thus unlocking a whole new level of excitement to the game. However, they did say that they didn't stop there, as they introduced an all-new specific run style for the different archetypes in college football. So this will provide a more in-depth and personalized gaming experience, allowing players to mimic the styles of their favorite athletes or create their own unique approach to the game. And that's something that I think is going to be really intriguing to try out, and just watch how certain players move on the field. You're going to have certain players that can maybe move a little quicker, and you might have a guy that might just throw his shoulder around and just kind of rumble and tumble down the field. You never know, but that is definitely something I'm super excited to see in the game. Next up is probably one of the biggest kind of boom or bust features of the game. A lot of people really like it, a lot of people don't like it. For me personally, I think this is a great feature. It is the wear and tear system. Now, this is a feature that a lot of you just kind of casual players are really going to need to focus on. And for some of those more diehard college football fans, you are going to eat this up and have a blast using this. Now, the Wear and Tear is a brand new and unique damage system that adds a whole new layer of depth and strategy to your gameplay and your roster management. This is reflective of what we see on Saturdays. So, Wear and Tear is designated to simulate real world effects and fatigue damage on a player's performance. So, for instance, in Madden, you might be able to run the ball with Derrick Henry 150 times and he would never get hurt. He would never slow down. But that is not the case for college football. So, you might not be able to throw the ball with a quarterback 40 times and he's just going to be perfectly fine after feeling all these hits. It's definitely not going to be like that. You're going to see every limb and every body part of the player is linked with a unique attribute. For instance, if your quarterback's throwing arm receives a big hit, you'll notice a decrease in the throwing power or accuracy. Similar to the legs will impact a player's change of direction, making every movement feel slower. So every single body part on the player has a different rate, and the player's toughness rating plays a critical role into how much damage is applied on a given hit. The more damage a body part is, the more chance of an injury that you'll have. So that is something that you're really going to have to consider, especially when you talk about recovery, which they've also said is a critical part of this feature. So players will regain health when they're not on the field. So whether that's during timeouts, at halftime, or between weeks. However, you will have to be cautious of your player's workload because the worse a body part is damaged, the slower it recovers. So you're definitely going to have to keep an eye on your player's health and how that works. So there are different parts on where you can see it, and you will be able to see that in the player and health system. So there is a player reticle, which is the left side, which is the wear and tear bars. It's kind of cool how they did this because you'll be able to see, like, for instance, Quinn Ewers has a risk of a high injury if he keeps playing, and then M. Taylor, the tight end, has a slightly increased chance of an injury, but it's not a super big deal. And you'll be able to see, like, on their player silhouettes, they have yellow, they have red. They'll kind of show you the health on the right side, like how much of a factor it is. So that's really something cool that they added, and you'll also be able to see this on the field as well using the coach's vision, which we'll talk about later. So with these changes, wear and tear will add new depths to players' gameplay more than ever, but it does have a lot of great things that can contribute to this, as you'll be able to see different players on your team. Maybe you'll find a diamond in the rough, and I definitely think it is something that is going to be a very, very key point in Dynasty. Now, next up, we're going to talk about players' abilities. So in College Football 25, they're introducing a total of 80 abilities, and the majority of which are completely new to the football gaming space. Now, these abilities are purely situational boost, and there are no guarantees. So as you can see in this screenshot on the College Football 25 website, there are different levels to this. So for instance, if we're looking at the field general, that is a mental type of ability. So there's bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. So if you're a 2K player, it's kind of going to be like a badge progression system like that. Now, you are able to upgrade your badges, and you are also able to lose your badges, I believe, depending on your level of play. So for instance, field general is a mental ability. So if it's bronze, you can identify blitzers post snap, but if you have it on platinum, you can identify blitzers, coverage shell, and disguise coverages pre-snap. So I really like this. I know a lot of you were worried about the possibility of having X factors, and that is not indeed what they are doing. They are doing something completely different, and it's something that I really think is going to change the aspect of the game, and it's something that you're really going to have to consider. So the most a player can have at any given time is 5 physical abilities and 3 mental abilities. So the aim was to provide players with an increased depth as they increase or progress through these tiers. So for instance, let's take a look at my guy Travis Hunter here, and let's just take a second to look at the menu and just the production of this screenshot. Travis Hunter looks amazing. He's got the face scan, he's got the looks, everything that you need, which we're going to talk about later here in the video as well. Now, I really like how you can scroll through the mental and physical abilities. I'm not sure if you can change them, but it is definitely something that you can look and see how they are upgrading. So for instance, Travis Hunter's top badge right now is called fan favorite, so it increases his composure gains at home. So you'll be able to have tiers and kind of levels to it. The better the player is, the better the badges are going to be. Now, he also has great physical abilities. For instance, sure hands. It's improved standard catches. He only has that on bronze, but he also has double dip, which is improved double move routes. And there's a couple other that I can't see right on the bottom, but hopefully we can get a better screenshot eventually to see kind of what more details we have about these. But there's a lot of great badges that you can disguise and you can use on your players. And I'm also going to do a deep dive of badges here in a couple videos later on the channel, so make sure that you guys stay tuned for that. Next up on the list, we got Coach's Vision. So what Coach's Vision is it is a real-time pre-snap information system. So whenever you hit the left trigger to kind of see what your play is, you can do that, as well as seeing your wear and tear, your composure and confidence, as well as the abilities and matchups that you have on and off the field. Now, the best thing that you'll be able to use for this is to see how your players are doing. So for the wear and tear system, you'll be able to see what the most damaged body part is on a player, if they need to come out, or if you could probably leave them in for a couple more plays. Another big thing is composure and confidence. So on the dual sidebar system, it provides a real-time insight into your player's performance. So as you see on the screen here, a red bar suggests your player is starting to cook, with a blue one indicates he is getting cold. If a red flame icon or a blue snowflake symbol appears, it signifies that your player has reached the maximum in their respective area. So it's kind of like if you look at 2K, like if you get a red fire ring, if you're hitting a lot of shots, like you're kind of getting that takeover. But if you are 0 for 7 from the 3-point line, that boy's got an ice cube underneath of him and he's going to start not performing well. Now, we know that you can possibly see a decrease in overall and ratings on the wear and tear system. My guess is you would probably be able to see this as well in your composure and confidence. You also are able to see the abilities on both sides of the ball, and you also can see the matchups. So now we're going to talk about some of the new gameplay features or controls that they added to the game. And the first one up is the new revamped passing system. So the quarterback, the iconic position in football, is their main objective in the new passing game. And it was the art of layering the football when throwing a deep pass. So this includes everything from dropping the ball in the bucket of your tight end between the linebacker and the free safety, or whether it's throwing a bomb down the field. And you're going to see a lot of this through the new trajectory changes, really allowing you to throw to the open receiver. So I know that they kind of took the passing system from MVP Baseball, how you'll kind of have a meter of how hard or how soft you throw it. So you'll be able to really kind of hit those throws whenever you need to. Now, a lot of the people that had a chance to play the game said that it is a bit of a learning curve, as it is not the same as Madden, but they really said it's no different from real life, whether you're trying to push the ball downfield consistently with a quarterback who has a weak arm, or you're just trying to use it as a quarterback who's a mobile quarterback and hit those kind of tight and short throws. But overall, a lot of good things have been said about the new passing system, but it is going to take a bit of a learning curve, so I would highly suggest testing it out in a few play now modes before you get started in your dynasty. Next up, one of my personal favorites is the new switch stick. So what EA said about this is, have you ever found yourself making an adjustment to defend your opponent's passing game, and all to try and stop the same play from being used over and over again? Well, they changed that this year, as they are introducing the new term called switch stick. It's simple but yet a powerful tool to make defense switching more compelling. When you're lurking in pass coverage, whether it's the linebacker or the safety, all you have to do is flip the right stick. This will directionally switch you to either coverage the defenders according to the direction that you flick. So this will kind of be able to allow you to make a really quick in-game decision and kind of stop those. I know some people use verticals as a cheesy play, or whatever the play is, like in Madden, for instance. Like there's some plays that you could not stop, but this kind of lets you have the free roam ability to make a change on the field without kind of letting your defense kind of be lost out there and not knowing what's going on. But that is probably one of my favorite features that they added. Now, next up, we have the new type of playbooks and team playstyle. So this year that they said that they added over 1,500 new plays and more than 50 different formations, along with 134 team playbooks. Now, you are able to use 10 non-team playbooks, and this is based on a variety of play styles such as air raid, multiple, pistol, power spread, option, pro, run and shoot, spread, and spread option. Now, these playbooks can be customized and saved as a custom playbook which will allow you to add an extra layer of strategy to the game. Now, they also did some really cool things with adding trick plays, as they included a double pass, reverse pass, and a reverse flea flicker. So, for all of you that like to get a little freaky with the sticks, all those crazy things are able to be in there. And there was a podcast, I believe it was the On3 podcast, that said college football analysis and game developers said that if they add something to the game, or like a team adds something during the season, they still can add it during the time that the game is out. So like if you see something on Saturday and it's really cool and it's not in the game, there could be a very high possibility that they add it in the game that week. Now, they also have the flex bone option offense, and they are featuring base plays such as triple option, midline, rocket toss, counter option, and zone dive. Now, another big key factor in this game that we are going to look at is going to the trenches. Now, when you are looking at the offensive lineman, there's a lot of things in Madden that people don't like because it's pretty basic. You can't really do a whole lot, but this year college football is changing it to a whole new level. So this year they are primarily emphasizing up front with showing what true game records look like and feel like inside. There is more to the game than just sacking the quarterback. Great defensive linemen can dominate inside just by using their size and strength and advantage to create constant pressure and manipulating the pocket. But with that being said, a new pass protection mechanic has been added, which provides 6 pass protections target schemes. The schemes will allow players to have increased control over matchups. Though user interface matchup lines, players can now see who is targeting who, and indicators will show unblocked defenders. Additionally, the pocket information on pass plays has been improved to enhance the overall gameplay. To maintain the flow of momentum and blocking interactions, 400 new animations have been added. And they said these animations not only cover open field blocking, but also extend to pass blocking and run blocking at the point of attack and engagement. This will help deliver an aggressive and powerful experience in the trenches. And it honestly, it's going to give you more of a feel of what real life is on Saturdays. They also talked about the weather, showing how weather now plays a significant role in influencing the outcome of games. So for those of you who are going to be playing in the snow and in the rain, be careful because it's about to get real dangerous out of there. EA also said that they added a lot of little things that maybe some people noticed, but some people didn't. Whether it was the 1 foot catches on the sideline, they added a new possession catch toward the sideline to the new offensive line blockings, pursuit of the ball defensively. They also re-added playmaker, which is the ability to make your player move mid-route if you want him to go a certain way or just push him more up the field. They revamped that and added increased responsiveness and control. They also added one thing I want to say. Hoodies are for sure confirmed in the game. If you haven't seen it, it is in there, so that is something that we are definitely getting. The kicking meter is a little newer. They said that they're gonna talk about that in a more future video, so they'll kind of give us a more deep dive on how that works. But overall, man, they are adding a lot of good things, and one of my favorite things is they added a whole new swag out section for celebrations, and there is a choice of 20 different touchdown celebrations. There's 4 interception celebrations and 4 first down celebrations. So they are giving us the whole package, and I could not be more excited for this game, man. But I don't want to make this video too long. There's a whole lot of things I can cover, but I'm going to make some more deep dive videos on certain aspects of the game. But this is just kind of the stuff I wanted to talk about today. Just get everything out there. Some stuff that you saw, some stuff that you may have missed. But overall, I am very pleased with what we saw today and what I'm reading online. So I think it's going to be a W game. So W in the comment section if you are excited about this game. Now that is going to do it for today's video, man. I hope that y'all enjoyed. Let me know what kind of videos y'all want to see next. If y'all want a detailed badge or ability type of video, I plan on doing that as well. So let me know in the comments if you guys want that. Also, don't forget, if you are interested in the subscriber dynasty, make sure that you guys comment all your players' information below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. And we will catch you in the next College Football 25 update.